Okay, let's just dive right in. Every commercial space, you've got a retail store, a restaurant, a corporate lobby. They all seem to have the same three audio headaches.
Mhm.
You've got that awful feedback squeal, pages you can't understand, and then background music that just sounds, well, tinny when you turn it down.
Right. It's a classic problem.
And today we're looking at the DBX1260V digital zone processor. This is the piece of hardware that claims it can fix all three of those things at once.
It's really designed to be the specialized brain
Mm-hmm.
for all of that. At its core, it's a digital matrix, a pretty robust one.
So 12 inputs and 6 outputs.
Yeah, exactly. 12 and 6 independent analog outs. And it's built for, reliability for the long haul.
And on that reliability point, I did notice the sources really call out its connectivity. It seems incredibly flexible.
Oh, it is.
We're talking professional-grade I/O that can handle, everything from mics to consumer gear with RCA jacks, plus digital.
Yeah, and that's the key here. It's not just flexibility, it's also scalability. You get 2 inputs you can switch between mic or line.
Okay.
8 standard RCA inputs, and that SPDIF digital connection. But the really clever part is the analog input bus.
Right, that's for chaining units together.
Precisely. It makes expanding into more zones, well, pretty seamless for installers.
Excellent. Okay, now let's get into the really interesting stuff, the specialized processing. Because when you're trying to clean up a mic signal in a loud, chaotic room, you need more than just a basic EQ.
You really do.
So what's the 1260V got for those critical paging inputs?
This is really where DBX, where they shine. Of course, all the basic tools are there, but for a paging mic, you get this very targeted suite of tools.
Like what?
First up is the Advanced Feedback Suppression, the AFS.
Okay.
And this isn't just some simple notch filter. It's dedicated DSP that's actively hunting for those squeals. It kills them before your ear can even really register them.
Before anyone in the room has to cringe.
Exactly. It saves everyone's sanity.
And it goes beyond just feedback, right? I see things like de-essing, gating, AGC. Isn't that a bit overkill for an announcement mic?
You'd think so. But it's actually mission critical if you want people to understand what's being said. De-essing, for example, it stops those really harsh sounds from blasting over the system. The gate cuts out all the background hum when no one's talking.
And the auto gain control, the AGC?
That is vital.
Yeah.
It's constantly adjusting the level, so it doesn't matter if the person whispers or shouts into the mic.
The volume for the listener stays consistent and clear.
You got it.
So once you have that perfect clean signal, you have to get it to the right place. That brings us to the routing module.
Right.
We've all been in that restaurant where the music just cuts out and page comes on so loud it makes you jump. Can this system smooth that out?
Absolutely. That's what source ducking and priority override are for. The background music automatically ducks or lowers in volume when a high priority signal comes in.
Like a page.
Like a page or an emergency alert.
Yeah.
And the integrator can set the timing so it's a smooth fade, not a jarring cut.
Okay, speaking of music, let's talk output processing. The one feature that really jumped out at me was this thing called Auto Warmthy, co-developed with JBL.
Yeah, that's a patent pending one. It's really cool.
So what does it do? Why do you need it in a commercial system?
So if you've ever heard background music played quietly and it just sounds thin, like there's no bass,
All the time?
Auto Warmth fixes that. It's designed to add this natural low-frequency extension at any volume level.
So even when the music is way down low in the morning?
You still get that full, rich bass. It ensures the sound quality is there across all the zones, no matter the volume. And of course, you still get your standard EQs, limiters, and delay on the outputs for tuning the system.
Right. Now, for the installer setting all this up, the Zone PRO Designer software must make things a lot quicker.
It's a huge time saver.
Right.
And then for the end user, the control options are just. They're incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
You can have simple wall panels for volume and source select.
But for the integrator, that RS-232 and especially the Ethernet control, that's got to be huge.
Oh, it's a game changer. Ethernet means you can manage and troubleshoot the whole system remotely.
Yeah.
You could literally be on a tablet walking the floor and making adjustments.
Wow.
And the final piece of that puzzle is the built-in real-time clock.
For scheduling changes.
Exactly. Programmatic changes throughout the day or the week.
So at the end of the day, what does this all add up to? The DBX1260 it's not just a mixer. It's a full-on zone manager that's built to solve those really common audio problems right out of the box.
deep functionality without needing a rack full of external gear.
Right. And that real-time clock you mentioned, that really sparks a thought. What does that mean for a truly dynamic space? Think about it. You could have a single system that automatically changes its entire audio profile based on the hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could go from, say, soft background music in the morning with auto warmth making it sound really full to a high-priority paging setup with aggressive gain control for the afternoon rush,
Yeah.
all on its own. Now that kind of automated control is really the definition of a sophisticated system.